You have to tip your hat to Inglourious Basterds' Spring 45. Not only have the creators behind this escape room dared to recreate the plotline of a World War II prisoner of war movie, they also succeed in this seemingly impossible task, to a large extent at least. The idea behind Spring 45 has absolutely nothing to do with Quentin Tarantino's counterfactual World War II film Inglourious Basterds from 2009. There are no hints, there are no references to neither the film nor Tarantino's gratuitous violence or humour. In fact, Spring 45 is a family-friendly, if still adventurous, escape room. The setup may actually be the scariest thing about the whole room. You play Allied soldiers who have been taken by the Nazis and locked up in a shed. You will be executed at dawn, and therefore you have to escape into the woods while there's still time. And not just escape, along the way you have to blow up the Nazi headquarters, and like most of the beloved classic World War II movies, this escape room is probably not historically correct in any way. But it sure is a lot of fun. You start the Spring 45 escape room enveloped in darkness. Then the lights come on and you find yourself locked up in a tiny shed made of solid wooden planks and no door. The lights are dimmed and the old discarded stuff fill up the shelves on the walls and the floor space. You can actually smell the wood, and in the distance you can hear soldiers fighting, shooting and screaming. This is a great way to start the story and get immersed in the plotline and the setting. As you venture forward into the plot, the set design gets a little less impressive. You never feel that you stand in a real forest, but Dorset, the people behind Spring 45, have made a decent attempt with a couple of tree trunks on the cramped 8 square meters. It's a difficult setting to create, and the solution here is, most of all, cute. Other creative solutions in Spring 45 work far better. They involve lighting effects and TV screens functioning as windows, both of which open up the space of the escape room and underline the war theme. The room is also well designed in the way that it integrates various antique knickknacks in the puzzles. This creates cohesion, which leads to immersion in the gameplay. Still, the set design of Spring 45 isn't perfect. It's actually pretty easy to make the game even more immersive. For instance, they should turn up the volume of the sound effects to make it sound like there's a real war waiting for you just right around the corner. When we played the room, all the shooting and shouting was nearly drowned out by the Mission Impossible theme music playing in the other game room. And then there's the huge explosion towards the end of the game. Where did that one go? Whereas many escape rooms are constructed as a Freudian maze where you constantly have to unlock yet another box or open the door to a secret room or solve a riddle to reveal something hidden, Spring 45 is nearly the opposite. This escape room is constructed as an action-adventure computer game. You have to move forward and you have to do things. Of course, you still have to unlock some doors and find secret codes to deal with a couple of padlocks, but it's not to solve some secret mystery. Your main goal is to escape from the claws of the Nazis and blow them to pieces in the end. This means that the game is very straightforward and very linear. You have to move from room to room, from the shed to the forest, and so on. So once you get moving, the next door, the next challenge actually, is easy to spot. This makes the game fun and action-packed. The 12 to 13 puzzles themselves are varied and involve a lot of physical activity and fiddling around with the set decorations. Light and sound play a crucial role during the game, as do German airplanes and an old accordion initially found in the wooden shed. You have to collaborate on some of the more inventive riddles, and you also have to search high and low for different details and clues, but it never becomes a chore of finding the needle in the haystack. In all fairness, there's something for everyone in this room. Overall, due to the linearity of the game, there's a nice flow in Spring 45. This just underlines the sense of adventure and action, and you're quickly absorbed in the gameplay despite the set design. Our game master was kind and forthcoming, but not very good at English. In fact, it was quite impossible to strike up a conversation with the poor guy before and after the game. However, during the game, he was alert and responded to our 3 hint requests. Communication via text and the screen is not an option, but here it wasn't a problem because we played the game pretty much on our own. Still, it's annoying to ask, and ask again, about the deadline. There is no clock or countdown timer in the game. As with many other game rooms in Prague, the hint system here also relied on the use of walkie-talkies, which doesn't work very well with this game. It simply breaks the illusion of the World War II theme. Dorset should really come up with a creative solution that could go well with the 1945 setting, an old wireless perhaps, and messages from our allied friends and fellow spies in Germany. Perhaps that could also incorporate the missing timer somehow. That would be a great improvement, but again, we didn't really need the hints, so we didn't get all that annoyed with the walkie-talkie solution. If you forget about the missing connection to Inglourious Basterds and just play Springer 45 as a World War II inspired escape game, it's quite fun and it's quite adventurous and it works well with the whole family. The set design is pretty good, but it's the inventive and diverse puzzles that provide most of the immersion in the gameplay.